It's definitely children's books is going to be the focus, but I have been circling around taking on the occasional adult project. When I was a teenager, I read pretty much solely adult kind of girl power fantasy. So that's what I'm thinking of. I'm open to it right now, so selectively taking on the occasional adult fantasy and maybe adult sci-fi, maybe adult horror, so more on the genre side of things. I think, but I think children's is always going to be my main focus, though. So that'll be every once in a while type of thing.
So what is it specifically about children's books that draws you in and keeps your focus?
I mean, there's so many things. I feel like both middle grade YA and picture books too. They have a lot to say. And I know there's often the conversation about, oh, well, young adult books, that's not real literature. Why don't you read adult? And that's definitely not true at all. YA books are saying just as many important things as adult books are. They're covering all kinds of important subject matter. I like that YA and middle grade are very open as far as different genres that are working and that I can work in. So all the way from, fantasy and horror to contemporary to darker, more issue-driven books, like books dealing with social justice issues. There's just such a wide range to work with. So I really just enjoy reading YA, not only for work, but also, for fun too. And then middle grade also, it's just one of those areas where there's just so many great books out there. I love a good middle grade, ghost story, something creepy, action adventure, everything. I think it's just fun to look back and remember what it was like to be a kid and just those fond feelings, and you get that when you're reading. So it's just fun. I don't know.
No, I 100% agree, and I imagine most anybody tuning into a show called Middle Grade Ninja is probably a half on our side, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's just, especially with being a fantasy reader too, like YA fantasy has just been blowing up over the last few years, and there's never a lack of things for me to read there. So many beautifully written, great stories. So yeah, it's just been really fun to see how the industry's been changing and all the different genres you can work on. And there's always something different, crossing my desk. So I like that part of it a lot.
Well, that brings us to the burning question that I know esteemed audience wants to know about. What types of projects are you currently seeking?
I would say that I'm looking for a little bit of everything, although my picture book list is very, very full. So I'm getting really selective on that side of things. My YA list I definitely am looking for more YA, and middle grade is a big hole in my list right now. I have a few middle grade authors I work with, and it's an area that I'm eagerly looking to acquire more. And as far as middle grade, I like a little bit of everything. I love a good, beautifully written, more literary, issue-driven novel. I like a humorous contemporary. I mentioned, creepy middle grade. So I'm really all over the board as far as what I'm looking for there. And then with YA, I would say right now what I'm looking for the most is I work on a lot of darker, grittier, kind of edgy stuff. So I'm looking to balance that a bit. And I'd really love to do a little bit more lighter YA. So like a good YA rom-com, something that makes me laugh. I don't get enough of that in my inbox, so it's something I'm definitely really actively looking for, and especially own voices, diverse perspectives or across the board, whether it's picture books, middle grade, or YA, I'm always looking for.
Gotcha. So lots of follow-up questions for that. Let's start with creepy middle grade.
Yeah.
That's a favorite hobby horse of mine. I love a creepy middle grade. What is there such a thing as too creepy in middle grade?
Yeah, I would say how I look at it is middle grade is generally you're thinking of a PG movie rating. So I would say where it would be too creepy is if you start getting more violent. I feel like usually if there's anything violent happening, it's more alluded to versus outright said or described in any way. But as long as you're not doing that, I think you can go pretty far. There's plenty of pretty creepy, middle grade out there. So.
What are some of your favorite creepy middle grades?
I really like Doll Bones by Holly Black. That's a favorite. I read a lot of Goosebumps by R.L. Stine when I was a kid, so anything along those lines. So I like kind of more almost silly creepy, but also straight up creepy, eerie atmospheres, strange small towns. Yeah, I like it all. I'm a big horror movie person too, so yeah, anything that keeps me up at night turning pages is something I'm drawn to.